Welcome back. Now, China will soon construct a satellite digital receiving ground station on the outskirts of Windhoek. This was revealed by Yang Yun, chargé d'affaires of the Chinese embassy in Namibia. With more details on this, I'm now joined by Yang Yun, the chargé d'affaires of the Chinese embassy in Namibia. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Namibia, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, how are you finding the weather in Windhoek this morning?
The weather?
Yes.
Sorry?
How's the weather this morning?
Yeah, that's good.
How's Windhoek treating you this morning?
Yeah. Sorry. The wind?
就是今早上感觉如何？就是
Oh, yeah. I feel very good. Now I know that this spring and summer is coming. It's become warmer and warmer. I feel very good.
Okay, we are glad to hear that. Now, let's dig right into it. Let's talk about the cooperation between China and Namibia when it comes to space. How does this space exploration or cooperation come about?
Actually, the cooperation in space exploration between China and Namibia started about 20 years ago. We know that we constructed the satellite tracking station in Swakopmund, and since then the cooperations between the two countries have developed very well, and there are many projects has been carried out in recent years. And just 2 days ago, there's a event of talk with technonauts, which was concluded successfully 2 days before. And that's the latest exchange and cooperation program in that area.
Let's talk about the fact that this Tyconotus dialogue. What is this all about?
Actually, that is a dialogue between African students and the three technonauts of China, in the space. They are now just in the space. The aim of this event is to increase the African students' knowledge about the space exploration, and in that way to further to promote the bilateral cooperation and exchanges between China and Africa. Actually, the event held in our embassy is just one portion of a bigger event. You know that the central value was in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, the headquarters of the African Union. Actually, this event was jointly held between Chinese government and the African Union. There are 8 other African countries who joined this event. So 8 separate venues were held, in 8 other African countries, including Namibia.
Okay. Now let's talk about the fact that China and Namibia space cooperation, like you earlier indicated, started some 20 years ago, and obviously that started with the construction of the telemetry tracking and command station in Swakopmund. What has been the development since the construction of this facility?
Yes, actually Namibia's cooperation with China in the domain of space exploration can be the most advanced, in that area between China and Africa's cooperation. Since the tracking station in Swakopmund, it is cooperated by China and Namibia workers, and since then, I think there are a series of exchanges and cooperations happening. in that area between the two countries. The Chinese technonauts visited Namibia twice, and the current, the three technonauts now in space. Two of them have been to Namibia. They visited Namibia about 2 years ago. And Namibia is the only country which has been visited by Chinese technonauts twice. That's its only country. And last year, the Chinese spaceship carried Namibia's flag into the space. And the astronauts in the space station, they said hello to the president of Namibia, and Namibian people. And now the two sides, they are consulting about the project, that is the satellite digital receiving ground station. It's now the Chinese experts is now they are in Namibia now, and they are consulting with relevant Namibian governments about the construction of that ground station. And actually, the agreement of constructing such a ground station was reached several years ago, and it was supposed to be constructed, to start construction 2 years ago, before just at the beginning of the breakout of the pandemic. Just because of the pandemic, the process of constructing that ground station is delayed. And now we are just accelerating the process of constructing that.
Okay, let's talk about this. The fact that you gave us a background on the construction of this facility, obviously, that indicates the bilateral relations and deep relations between the people of the Republic of China as well as the people of the Republic of Namibia. Let's talk about the fact that there are some Namibians that have received training, obviously, in terms of space technology, and obviously benefit from various programs that they're offered by the Chinese government, and also taking that into consideration, the construction of this facility on the outskirts of Windhoek. How will it benefit Namibia, and more so, especially the majority of Namibian population who are young, who might have an interest in space exploration?
Yes, Namibia will benefit tremendously from this project, along with other exchange or cooperation projects. As far as the ground station is concerned, it will be operated solely by Namibian workers. And now the Chinese side is training the Namibian experts and technicians. It is already on the way. Actually, the training of Namibian technicians started since the construction of the tracking station in Swakopmund. It is now being cooperated by the Namibian technicians and the Chinese technicians. And the amount of the trainees, Namibian trainees, will be at least 10, in this ground station, and there are also some consultations between the two sides about the future training program for the space exploration between the two sides. And there are also, I think that through the exchanges and cooperation, there will be the attraction of space exploration will increase among just for the Namibian youngsters. They will they will have more interest in learning the knowledge about space exploration, and may in the future will dedicate themselves to space exploration, and in that way it will help to promote the technology level in this country.
Now, Ambassador, Charge the Affair, as we conclude our conversation this morning, talk to us about the fact now that you have made the announcement. What is the next move in terms of the construction of this facility? Where to from now? When can we expect the groundbreaking? Where can we expect the construction of the facility?
It is underway. The talk about the starting the construction on the site. Actually, the site of that ground station is just on the outskirts of Windhoek. It is not far from here. But I have never been to that designated site for that. Maybe you may ask the Ministry of Higher Education of Namibia. I think that the Chinese, technicians and the experts, they are now just in Namibia. They are in consultation with the relevant government departments. I think that as soon as they have reached consensus on the specific arrangements for starting that construction, I think that that will happen anytime soon.
Okay. No, thank you very much for making time to join us this morning, and may the relations between our two nations continue to go from strength to strength, and especially in this area of space exploration.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Now, that was Mr. Yang Yun, charged the affairs of the Chinese embassy, talking to us about the relationship between Namibia and the people of China when it comes to the issue of space exploration, and also the fact that the Chinese government, in conjunction with the Ministry of Higher Education, representing the government of Namibia, is due to construct a satellite digital receiving ground station on the outskirts of Windhoek. Now, do stay tuned. Good Morning Namibia gets to return shortly after this break.